Shara with South Carolina Carry, going to discuss pre-filed legislation for the South Carolina 125th General Assembly, H3010 and H3011, that were pre-filed by Representative Cobb-Hunter. These two work together. They basically are to propose NICS checks, the National Instant Criminal Background Check, be run on every single transfer, sale of a firearm, receiver, or silencer suppressor in South Carolina, to include between private parties, which is currently not required between private parties. There is an exception for sale or transfer between immediate family members, which defined by this proposed legislation is spouses, domestic partners, children, and stepchildren. There is currently, in this version of the legislation, no exemption for background checks on people who already have a concealed weapons permit, which we go through. Those who have a concealed weapons permit go through a more extensive background check than the NICS background check, because we do submit our fingerprints, and those get run through the FBI, as well as just our name and date of birth and social security number, which is all that's run through the NICS system. There is also an additional requirement for federal firearms licensees, so the gun stores, the gun dealers. We already have to keep the 4473 paperwork that has to be filed anytime a firearm goes out the door for anything other than gunsmith returned to the person who brought it in for repair. This is requiring an additional document be completed and kept on file, which the document has to be approved by the chief of the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, or SLED. So that is requiring additional information from us that is already on the 4473 forms that we file and keep, and there is zero exemption for private party if you have a CWP, or even sales if you have a CWP. So if I were to go buy a gun, I would have to run a background check, even though I have a concealed weapons permit. So anyway, and it also imposes a maximum of $25 that we can charge for that background check.